Good evening. I'd like to call this regular meeting, the Bolingbrook Village Board order. I'd like to ask Bob Zalewski to please come up and lead us in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Roll call, please.
Mayor Claire.
Here.
Trustee Zarate. Trustee Lawler.
Here.
Trustee Watts.
Here.
Trustee Hoagland.
Here.
Trustee Morales.
Here.
Trustee Jeskowitz.
Here. Approval of minutes, regular meeting of September 11th. Is there a motion?
So move. Second.
Motion, Trustee Watt, second Trustee Lawler. Questions, comments, corrections? Hearing none, all of them say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Minutes stand approved. Approval of the agenda, Mr. Bowen.
No additions or corrections this evening.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda as submitted?
So moved.
Motion Trustee Hogan. Second Trustee Morales. Any other comments? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The agenda is approved. Reports of officers. I have two proclamations this evening. I'd like to ask Larry Schaefer and the Legion Post 1288 are with us this evening to join me. And they'll be soliciting donations for this proclamation I'm going to be reading, so you may want to dig deep. Get this guy here. Good. Proclamation, American Legion Post 1288, gifts to the Yanks who gave, hospitalized veterans tag days, October 5th, 6th, and 7th. Whereas the American Legion Department of Illinois has conducted the Gifts to the Yanks Who Gave Hospitalized Veterans Gift Program for the past 66 years, and whereas the American Legion Department of Illinois stands preeminent in a successful effort and the continuance of this worthwhile program among the very few states still participating in it, and whereas the Gifts to the Yanks Who Gave Hospitalized Veterans Tag Days has enjoyed the cooperation of the American Legion Posts, auxiliary units, and public throughout the entire state of Illinois, and whereas since its inception, the program has delivered over 250,000 gifts on Christmas morning to our Illinois male and female hospitalized veterans who would otherwise be alone and not enjoy the warmth of a home such as we do. Now, therefore, I, Roger C. Clare, Mayor of the Board of Trustees, Village of Bolingbrook, Will, and DuPage County, Illinois, hereby proclaim November 5th, 6th, and 7th, no, October 5th, 6th, and 7th, 2018 as Gifts to the Yanks Who Gave Hospitalized Veterans Tag Day Program in the village. Accepting is Larry Schaefer, but hang on a second, Larry. I'm going to, first of all, sure. There's mine.
Thank you, sir.
You are?
John David, United States Army, retired.
Larry Shaver, United States Marine Corps.
Bob Adama, U.S. Army.
Greg Palmer, United States Navy.
Thanks for what you gentlemen did and are still doing. And Larry, would you like to say a few words? Well, of course, of course.
I never speak very much. Thank you, Roger. Thank you to all the board members for having us here tonight, and the distinguished other members of the board, and your distinguished guests and citizens of our great community. Thank you very much for supporting our cause. It's a worthy one, and we'll be out on the streets and at various locations around the village on the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe.
5th, 6th, 7th.
5th, 6th, and 7th. During the collection, we've modified it just a little bit from what the original state program is. We've kind of set it up so that we use part of the funds that we raise for our own veterans here in our nursing homes and convalescent homes here in town that otherwise are forgotten. A lot of them, their families are elderly and their relatives are far away. So we try to get them what they need. So we go around and find out what their main needs are, and we try to satisfy that with the funds that we get. 100% of it is used for that, and we're grateful to do it. We're grateful for anything you can help us with. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Larry.
I'm gonna get these guys.
I think they've been gotten.
Wait, John already got us.
You know, you can't get John.
Mr. David squeezed
Our next proclamation, Fire Prevention Week, October 7th through the 13th, 2018. Whereas the Village of Bolingbrook is committed to ensuring the safety and security of all those living and visiting in Bolingbrook. And whereas, you can come on up, Jeff. And whereas the fire departments responded to 352,000 home fires in 2016, according to the National Fire Protection Association. Now that's countrywide, that's not here in Bolingbrook. Whereas Bolingbrook residents should identify places in their home where the fires can start and eliminate those hazards. And whereas working smoke alarms cut out the risk of dying reported home fires, and half the Bolingbrook residents should install smoke alarms in every sleeping room, outside each separate sleeping area, and on every level of the home. And whereas Bolingbrook residents should listen for the sound of the smoke alarm, and when it sounds, respond by going immediately to a designated meeting place. And Bolingbrook residents should have a planned and practiced home fire escape plan and prepared so they will more likely survive a fire. And whereas Bolingbrook's first responders are dedicated to reducing the occurrence of home fires and home fire injuries through the prevention and protection education. And whereas the 2018 Fire Protection Week theme is look, listen, learn, be aware. A fire can happen anywhere. Effectively serves us to remind we need to take personal steps to increase safety from fire. Now, therefore, I, Roger C. Clary, Board of Trustees, Village of Bolingbrook, William DuPage County, Illinois, do hereby proclaim the week of October 7th through 13th as Fire Protection Week. Throughout the village and all residents of Bolingbrook to be aware of their surroundings and look for available ways to get out in the event of a fire or other emergency, respond to smoke alarm sounds by exiting the building immediately, and to support the many public safety activities and efforts of Bolingbrook's Fire and Emergency Service during Fire Prevention Week. Did you make this print any smaller? Wow. Anyway, accepting is our Fire Marshal, Jeff LaJoy. Jeff, there you go.
I'd like to thank the board and the mayor for their continued support of Fire Protection Week. You know, this year's theme, Look, Listen, Learn, it's really about practicing situational awareness. It's a theme that's pretty common in the fire service. Anybody involved knows. You know, it's about recognizing potential hazards before they can become a problem. So, you know, we continue to have a large percentage of our fires are, you know, related to cooking and improper disposal of smoking materials, and those are recognizable hazards that can be dealt with generally before they become a problem. So, we'd also like to we have a community risk reduction program here in the village, and part of that is we practice home fire surveys. So if you go on the village webpage or you call the office, you can schedule to have a couple firemen come out to your home. Free of charge to any village resident. We'll come out, we'll do like a quick half-hour survey, walk around your home with you, and we'll recognize those hazards before they become a problem. So hopefully we could look, listen, and learn together. I'd also like to invite everybody out to our open house. It's going to be Saturday, October 13th this year. It's from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's at all 5 fire stations. You can go on the website, see which fire station's closest to your home, visit them all. Come on out, have a cookie, have some juice, look at the fire trucks, and just meet the men and women of the Bolingbrook Fire Department. Thank you.
Hey, Jeff, aren't people supposed to change their batteries on when daylight saving time occurs?
Yeah, we recommend that. Nowadays, a lot
But, wait, they can't hear you.
Yeah, we definitely recommend you to, check the batteries. A lot of the smoke detectors nowadays come with a 10-year, locked in their battery. There's no taking it out anymore if you get a false alarm. So it's kind of becoming obsolete because I don't even know if you can buy smoke detectors anymore where you can replace the batteries.
But are those 10-year guarantees, do they have warning lights or flash or anything?
Yeah, they'll let you know when they're starting to, degradate and you need to change them out. So you got to buy a whole new unit now instead of just changing the battery. But like I said, it prevents people from tampering with the battery. So it's actually a good thing.
Well, I mean, it is, but, we don't have that problem here, fortunately, or haven't any. But you read about those fires in Chicago and those buildings and those apartments where, several young children die just because there are no smoke detectors, no nothing. It's like in 2018, it's hard to believe that still occurs, but it's probably true in many buildings there. And
Yeah, unfortunately, we do run into that occasionally, but we do have a program, for anybody who's economically, depressed and needs some help. We got some donations through a couple of smoke detector guys, and we can come on out, just like I said, give the village a call, give the fire department a call, and we can come out and provide smoke detectors. We've done it for numerous residents already, so.
Yeah, aren't they actually combining more or less now, the CO2 and the smoke detector?
You're starting to see more of it. It's not real prevalent. They're
You
expensive.
got to repeat what you said, because
Yeah. The lady's question was, are they combining the carbon monoxide detectors with the smoke detectors? And they are. They're very expensive, so you're not seeing a big influx of them, but they are available. But the only thing we can offer right now are smoke detectors with a 10-year battery in there.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. I failed to get approval for 3 appointments this evening, boards and commissions, but the 3 are Nancy Blackaller and Bruce Brown and Joe Shelley for the Civic and Cultural Affairs and Parade Commission. So why don't you all come on up and I'll swear you in after the vote. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion trustee Lawler, second trustee Morales. All in favor say, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, they're approved. So would you come up tonight if you're here with us? I see Joe. Yeah, you got to be Bruce. And Nancy. Over here if you would, please. And that's Joe Gross, this year's Male Citizen of the Year and Chair of the Parade Committee and Civic Cultural Affairs. So Joe, come here for a second before I swear these fine people in. How'd it go this year?
Actually went great, yes.
Did you have difficulty as the citizen here riding in the parade and running the parade too?
No, actually, I trusted my commission, and they ran it for me while I was in the car.
Or you just kicked back and let it happen?
I worried a little.
Anyway, our first appointment this evening is Black Haller, right? Black Haller. A substitute teacher, resident for 20 years, went to Elmhurst College, National University, BA in psychology. He's volunteered for several years at the Jubilee Women's Club, and I love volunteering through community. I volunteered at Cavalcade Plains, the Village Picnic, Taste of Bolingbrook, and the Jubilee, and also for the BHS Boosters. So we're just kind of formalize this by being on the commission. So welcome aboard. Next we have Bruce Brown, retired at 30 years. You don't look old enough to retire. Lucky. Was an engineer, 30 years again, attended the University of Illinois. Okay, is that okay? Yeah. University of Illinois, he's worked with the bands when his kids were in school, and he's lived in Bolingbrook over 30 years, attended many of our events, and now he wants to give back. So, welcome. And Joe Shelley, son of Ron Shelley, a famous cook with the Knights of Columbus, make the best chicken noodle soup in Bolingbrook. Unfortunately, Ron Shelley passed, but Joe's son's taken over the duties of it as a 43-year resident of Bolingbrook. And went to early junior college, again, very active in Knights of Columbus. And he said he takes direction well, Joe. Do you take your direction well? Yeah. Well, Joe Gross will like that. Anyway, if you'd raise your right hand, please. I state your names. Do solemnly swear. Uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Uphold the Constitution of the United States.
Constitution of the State of Illinois.
Constitution of the State of Illinois.
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook.
Municipal Code of the Village of Bolingbrook.
And I will faithfully discharge my duties.
I will faithfully discharge my duties.
As a member of.
As a member of.
The Civic and Cultural Affairs and Parade Commission.
The Civic and Cultural Affairs and Parade Commission.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
In a manner prescribed by law.
In a manner prescribed by law.
And the coveted Bolingbrook pin.
Thank you.
Bruce.
Thank you.
Thank you. And also a pin. And Joe. Thank you. Probably call you Ron many times, so
I got you. No problem.
you're probably used to that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have bill approval. Exhibit A, $2,218,302.18. Exhibit B, $1,164,486.25, total of $3,383,788.43. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion trustee Lawler, second trustee Watts. Questions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
First resolution this evening is a resolution approving proposals for replanting trees removed for the emerald ash borer infestation. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion trustee Jaskowitz, second trustee Lawler. This resolution approves the village's fall tree planting program. To date, the village has removed 9,750 emerald ash trees due to the infestation from the emerald ash borer. This resolution authorizes the following purchases: Siebert Landscaping, based here in town, 250 trees, $110,000. Hassert Landscaping, 250 trees, $121,250. And American Landscaping, 500 trees, $200,000, total of $431,250. That includes planting, and of course, these trees are all over Bolingbrook. So again, American Landscaping, also a Bolingbrook business. The cost per tree varies based on the size and the species, so that's why they're not all the same tree and all the same size. And sometimes it depends on the inventory of the landscaper. This year's budget for emerald ash borer is $1,182,220. After this purchase, $750,970 will be available for the spring 2019 planting. To date, the village has spent $5,300,000 removing ash trees and replanting. That's a lot of money for replacing trees, but yeah, emerald ash borer killed them. I'm sure you all saw them. They're still there. My next door neighbor's got a tree in his front yard that's about half dead. It's an emerald ash borer. So total removal is going to probably go on for another year or two, maybe 3, but they're all going to die at some point. That's the unfortunate part about it. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
Next, we have an ordinance. And this is not a complicated one, just a long one. Has an accompanying planning commission report, planning commission report 1814, approval of special use permit for a plan development with variances, final development plan, and final plat of subdivision, Liberty Green, the northwest corner of Francis Scott Key Boulevard and Essington Road. Rob Getz, Pulte Group applicant. Is there a motion on the planning commission report?
So moved.
Second.
Motion trustee Watt, second trustee Lawler. Are there any questions on the planning commission report? Hearing none, all those in favor of accepting the planning commission report, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Accepted. The planning commission reviews these developments, puts together a report based on all variances, anything else that needs to be done. So they're submitted to the planning commission. They voted up or down. They voted approval. This is the report. We've accepted that report, and now we turned it into ordinance form. So the accompanying ordinance, 18-054, approval of special use permit for a plan development with variances, final development plan, and plat of subdivision for an age-restricted community. Pulte's developer, northeast corner of Francis Scott Key Boulevard and Essington Road, subject to village attorney, mayor, and public services director approval. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion trustee Lawler, second trustee Jaskowitz. Pulte is seeking a special use permit for a plan development with variances, the final development plan and final plat of subdivision. Pulte would like to develop 153 lot age-restricted senior housing on a 50.87 acres located on the east side of Essington Road, north of Patriot Place. 46.63 acres of property is village owned and subject to a purchase agreement that was approved by the village board last May 22nd, specifically 2018. Primary access will be off Essington Road via Francis Scott Key Boulevard. The development, named Liberty Green, will be constructed in 2 phases. Phase 1 consists of 83 lots, and the remaining 70 lots are on Phase 2. For separate agreements with the Plainfield School District 202 and the Bolingbrook Park District, school impact fees are waived, and a $1,400 per home contribution will be made to the Park District. Lots in the subdivision will range from 8,100 square feet to 21,173 square feet. 3 models will be offered, ranging in size from 1,683 square feet to 2,770 square feet. The base entry level model will start at $299,900, and the average sale price will be between $350,000 and $375,000. That's the base price. With add-ons, it will reach over $400,000. There will also be a third-car garage on one model and a loft option available. 17 associated variants are being requested. Pulte plans to start construction this fall and have a model available for next spring. The Planning Commission reviewed and recommended approval as we accepted their report earlier. There are a couple items that need to be finished, and that's why it was passed subject to village attorney, myself, and public service director approval. It's a major development, age restricted, no children, senior housing, that's another way to put it. And I know there was somebody posted that it's too expensive. We have a very affordable senior housing in Bolingbrook. This will just give us a spread from very affordable to something that's a little higher end, if you will. The property, again, is west of the golf course, just north of Patriot Place, 153 lots. The lots on the golf course side will have balconies overlooking the golf course, starting at Francis Scott Key Boulevard, going all the way up. If you play golf and have played the course, to the 17th tee box, which will be the last home. There will be 15, 16, and 17 tee boxes, which will give these people a great view. And the houses will also include golf cart space to park a golf cart, and have access to the golf cart through a pass system. Rob Getz, who negotiated this final agreement, is with us this evening. So if there's any questions the trustees have, Rob, would you come up and add anything you'd like to say about it?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, my name is Rob Getz. I'm Vice President of Land Acquisition and Entitlement with Pulte Homes. Thank you for your consideration tonight. I guess first I'd ask if you have any questions that I could help answer tonight.
Or comments?
Expected length of the construction?
So we are, so we're anticipating, if we get a positive vote tonight, we would be putting in a silt fence tomorrow, actually, and we will be starting construction activities within the next week. We anticipate that we would have our model grand opening in early spring of next year, so early spring of 2019, and we'll probably be looking at a 3 to 4 year build out of the community. So very excited to get things going right away here and still be able to get our paving done before the winter hits.
And your model will be, what, corner of Francis Scott Key and Essington?
It'll be, as you go Francis Scott Key, when you get to the dead end, you'll make a left, and it'll be right there on your right as you get into our new subdivision.
Well, I know you've worked with the homeowners of Patriot Place, their association, and worked out any issues there?
Absolutely. So we've met twice, actually, with the Patriot Place Association Board, and we've worked on how we're going to handle the entry monumentation as well as enhance the landscaping on the entrance at Francis Scott Key. In addition, there were some requests from existing Patriot Place homeowners that we put some additional landscaping between our community and theirs, and so we have worked with staff and come up with a plan to do that as well, to help with the screening between our new homes and the existing Patriot Place townhomes.
And that money that we collect will go to debt service?
Yes.
Including stormwater fees, substantial amount of money. Well, why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, so one thing I'd like to mention that, in addition to what the mayor said, is one thing we're very excited about, actually, is the fact that all of the residents in our community, through the Homeowners Association, will have social memberships to the Bolingbrook Golf Club. So, as the mayor mentioned, there'll be the opportunity for our homeowners to purchase their own golf carts, park them in their garages, and drive their golf carts from their home over to the Bolingbrook Golf Club to utilize the clubhouse there, utilize the fitness facility, utilize the saunas, go and eat at the Eagle's Nest, really utilize that clubhouse as their own club for their community. So it is a 153 age restricted, it's 55 or better, right? So this isn't just, 70, 80-year-olds, this is 55 or better at this community. We're excited about the opportunity.
What do you mean, just 70-year-olds?
Well, sometimes when people hear age restricted, they think, okay, I've got to be 70, 80, to get in an age restricted community. We want to stress that this is empty nesters, right? This is anyone 55 and older. So we're excited about this opportunity for folks to downsize within the village of Bolingbrook to a single-family home, right? And as the mayor mentioned, We're going to have a lot of different options for folks to customize their homes. They're going to have options to buy sunrooms. They're going to have options to take on a second-story loft for storage, a second-story area for entertainment. There'll be optional second-story bedrooms and bathrooms if you're going to have grandkids over. There'll be, gourmet kitchens, luxury master bath options, so just a bunch of options to really customize this home. As the mayor said, to give a range of homes, from the lots that maybe back to one another, the community, to the fantastic premium lots that we'll have that back to the holes in the golf course, where you heard some of those larger 20,000 square foot lots will be located. So already heard a lot of interest from the community about this. If anyone has any questions about it, please see me afterwards or on TV. I'm sure you'll figure out a way to get a hold of
I
us.
have a quick question for
Yeah.
you. The construction phases, do you start from closest to the golf course going out, or?
We're going to start on the southern border, because that's where we enter from Francis Scott Key. And on the southern border, we'll go west along Essington, because we want to get that berm on Essington built right away, the landscape berm that we're going to be building. And then we'll also have a finger that goes along the golf course, so we'll have a couple of golf course lots available right in the first phase. And the second phase will be basically the farther north and east portion of the development. So more of the golf course lots will be mostly available in the second phase of the development as we get towards the end. But those first lots, essentially by the 16th green, will be part of our first phase.
I'm sure this was discussed in detail, but during the construction period, trucks coming in and out, the dust and so on that's going to be going all over the place. Patriot Place, what was discussed?
So we actually have a second entrance on Essington at the north end of our property. So the northwest corner of our property will have a second entrance onto Essington directly. That will be what is used as the construction entrance. So construction traffic will not be using Francis Scott Key as an access point. They'll use that secondary entrance on the northwest end of the property.
So while that's one of my concerns, the other one was the school close by, and during the construction period, and while school traffic's in session, how is that? I'm not sure of the route. Maybe Jim can let me know that later.
We've gotten the schedules of the schools as well as the school days they're in attendance from Plainfield School District for all 3 schools, and they've been given those during construction, so they know days that the schools will not be used. They can maybe ramp that up a little bit.
We will be scheduling the majority of our earthwork activities when we might be importing soil onto the site will be done next summer. So the stuff that we'll be doing this year will be on site. There's not going to be a lot of transport in and out the site. It'll be development on site itself. So we will have to bring in some dirt to this site, but the majority of that will be done next summer when school's out of session.
I kind of figured it was discussed. I know this isn't your first project. Your company has a very good reputation for these type of projects.
Thank you.
What have been some of the bigger concerns on some of the prior projects similar to this one
Concerns on
from the residents after you build?
we've got a 10-year warranty, right? We've got one of the best warranties in the business as far as our...
Closer to Mike.
I'm sorry. We have a 10-year structural warranty. We have a 5-year plumbing and infrastructure warranty. So really, it's part of what Pulte does is we really stand behind our product, and we really have a great program as far as moving in, as far as the experience as the customer buys the home. We bring them through the house 10 different times in the sales process to see their home being built. The check-in process we have when they buy the home. We come back then within a year and do a service visit within 1 year and give them an opportunity to work with us to fix whatever's wrong with the house at that point in time. And again, then we have our 5- and 10-year warranties that stand behind it. So, we've built quite a few homes in Augusta Village, to
Right.
name one community in Bolingbrook. We really stand behind our homes, so we don't have a lot of issues per se once we finish a community.
Like I said, I'm very familiar with the reputation. It's a good reputation, but I just thought it'd be a good time to mention some of those things, so thank you.
And we, of course, expect some of these people to be snowbirds, so they may be leaving October, November for the winter to Arizona, Florida, what have you, California.
Absolutely, and to that end, so our homes will be what we call low maintenance. So the residents will be responsible for the maintenance of their home. However, the lawn and the mowing and the maintenance of that lawn, as well as the shoveling of snow, will all be done by the association. Right? So again, for a lock and leave type of buyer, they don't have to worry about going away for the winter. Their yard will be shoveled, the drive will be shoveled, the sidewalks will be shoveled, and in the summer, again, you can go away to your summer place for a month or two, and your lawn's gonna be mowed and taken care of for you. So it's a nice low maintenance concept out there.
Nice point, very, very nice point.
Yeah. Is there, you mentioned, the golf club membership and stuff like that, and everybody having golf carts. Are there any any of those homes that'll have to cross Main Street or anything with those carts to get to the golf club? Or is that connected right to the golf course land?
So there will be 2 cart path connections to our community. So we'll be building 2 new cart path connections that both come to the community. So every resident in the community, if they own a golf cart, would be able to use the streets within our community to get to the golf path and get onto the golf course. So no one would have to go on Francis Scott Key, no one would have to go on Essington. It would all be contained within our community.
Just for safety reasons, I was wondering.
Absolutely.
Any questions?
All right, thanks for your time.
You have any more questions?
I certainly do not. Thank you.
We spent a lot of time on this project.
We sure did, and I appreciate the effort. And again, I think one of the great things about this is the access to the Bolingbrook Country Club. So I appreciate the resourcefulness and the ideas that came forth there. That's really going to make this a great community.
I want to make one thing clear. Not everybody's going to have a golf cart. It'll be the option of the homeowner to buy one. This is
Absolutely.
not included.
No.
And obviously, not everybody there is going to be a golfer or have a golf cart, but it is available if they choose to have one. No comments? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
Next, we have a report, Planning Commission report, approval of special use permit for a game room with extended hours of operation, Prince Arcade, 619 East Boughton Road, Suite 125, Jeremy Fox, Prince Arcade applicant. Is there a question on Planning Commission, is there a motion on Planning Commission report?
So moved.
Motion, Trustee Jesuit, second Trustee
Second.
Hoagland. Questions on the Planning Commission report? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Now we have the accompanying ordinance, which again takes the Planning Commission report and puts it in ordinance form, approving a special use permit for a planned development with extended hours of operation, Prince Arcades, 619 East Boughton Road, Suite 125. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion, Trustee Hoagland, second Trustee Jesuit. Prince Arcades, I think a longtime business owner, correct? Has applied for a special use permit to allow an arcade with extended hours of operation to occupy 2,382 square feet of tenant space at the promenade. The suite was formerly occupied by the Select Comfort in the south of H&M. This applicant plans to install 60 to 80 full-size arcade games and would like to be open for business from noon until 10 on Sunday through Thursday, and 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Board approval is needed for non-sales tax generating businesses. Be located in the commercial area and extended hours of operation. The Planning Commission reviewed and recommends approval. What's interesting about game rooms, back when I was the first trustee in 80, game rooms were coming left and right. We had several game rooms here in town, and people were frankly concerned about that. They were fearful it was going to cause fights, problems, all kinds of other issues. None of which really became a reality, but of course in game rooms, because of the development of iPhones and electronic games at home and all those other kinds of things, game rooms kind of went by the wayside. So we're coming back full circle to having games again. Jeremy Fox, you live in town too, correct? Yes. Longtime resident and business owner is here this evening. So Jeremy, why don't you come up, you mind? And I'm curious about that. What made you decide to invest in putting in this many games? They're not cheap, I know that.
We have been buying and selling and restoring games for about 14, 15 years now. And we've been supplying a lot of different arcades with the games that they need in Illinois and surrounding states. Been watching the progress that everybody's having doing this, and the model everybody's going by pretty much is just one fee for entry, and all the games are set on free play, so no coin or token needed. And all the businesses we've been working with that have done this have done great, and they're expanding, and it's going very well. So we decided we'd do it for ourselves this time, you know. And Bolingbrook could use it, and I think we could use the draw in the mall too, and bring several thousand people a year there that might not have been there before. So that's what we're hoping to do there.
Well, we'll stop maybe and buy a football jersey or running shoes or a restaurant. You know, we talked about this a lot before. You know, we necessarily got on board. We weren't opposed to it. It's just when you think of an enclosed shopping mall or an open air shopping mall like we have, you think of the traditional retail store. Well, you can't drive anywhere in Chicagoland, and I tell people frequently, a lot of Bolingbrookers used to shop on Ogden Avenue. If you went up to Ogden Avenue, that was before the mall, before we had any retail, you go up to 53 to Ogden Avenue and drive that all the way over to Route 83. It's really kind of scary. There's a multitude of empty buildings, closed car dealerships, what have you. So retail is changing, Amazon, shopping online, and we could talk about this for an hour.
Yeah.
But the reality is, a lot of the shopping malls, and they say at least a third of the enclosed malls, and I don't want to name any local ones, but there's a couple of enclosed malls in our area, that those things probably be closed within 10 years. The open-air malls are what's the trend now, and that's where people are doing a significant amount of their retail work. So anyway, they're getting to be more like restaurants and entertainment, along with the standard retail. So that's what this will be bringing. Questions?
No, it's good to see the investment from a resident in investing in the community.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Jeremy.
All right,
No
thank you.
questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
I skipped one, report number 2, Plan Commission Board approval of special use permit for Plan Development, Workforce Enterprises, 1329 Lily Cash Lane. Ashley Balan, Workforce Enterprises applicant. Is there a motion on the Plan Commission report?
Second.
Trustee Watt, second Trustee Lawler. Questions on Plan Commission report? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It's approved. Now the accompanying ordinance approving a special use permit for a plan development for a staffing agency office, Workforce Enterprises, 1329 Lily Cash Lane. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Morales, second Trustee Lawler. Workforce Enterprise would like to occupy 1,320 square feet of tenant space at the retail center at 1329 Lily Cash Lane behind Bona Beef. The commercial center is zoned B2 community retail. Non-sales tax generating businesses are required to obtain a special use permit to locate in the commercially zoned district. This ordinance approves a special use district. The Planning Commission reviewed and recommends approval. Questions? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
The next ordinance is approving a special use permit to an agreement to use the public way and the cable video provider fees. MCL Metro Access Transmission Services Corp. doing business as Verizon Access Transmission Services. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion Trustee Lawler, second Trustee Morales. On February 9, 2016, the Village Board approved Ordinance 16-009, a franchise agreement with Syncom doing business as WOW for the use of village right-of-way to install fiber optic cable. WOW has since been purchased by Verizon. This ordinance approves Verizon as the successor to the earlier agreement. So this is kind of housekeeping. We're just simply changing the provider from WOW to Verizon. Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes.
The last ordinance proposing establishment of special service area, number 2018-1, amending special service area 2005-1 in the Village of Bolingbrook and providing for a public hearing and other procedures. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion Trustee Morales, second Trustee Lawler. Starwood Properties, owner of the Promenade, has requested that the village refinance their special service area bonds. These bonds are not village debt. Let me say it again, are not village debt and only affects their property. Forest City, who owned the shopping mall before Starwood, issued special service area bonds in 2005 to pay for infrastructure at the shopping center. Starwood would like to take advantage of the current lower interest rates and extend the current maturity date of the bonds. This ordinance initiates the refunding process. A public hearing will be held in November and in closing is anticipated to occur in February 2019. Jim, would you comment again on special service area bonds?
Yeah, when Forest City bought the property, part of their financing was they issued debt which they used the property as collateral for, and they issued bonds. The interest rate was near 6%. Under today's economy, which is different than it was in 2005, interest rates are lower. By law, special service areas can only go 22 years. They would like to extend out from this year to take advantage of getting some additional term to pay down the debt. As the mayor pointed out, this debt is only secured by the shopping center. If the bonds aren't paid, the shopping center is in default, has nothing to do with the full faith and credit of the village, and doesn't affect our bond rating nor our debt.
Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Trustee Lawler.
Yes.
Trustee Watts.
Yes.
Trustee Hoagland.
Yes.
Trustee Morales.
Yes.
Trustee Jaskowitz.
Yes. Next, questions from the audience or press? Seeing none, trustee comments, reports.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick announcement, the monthly Coffee with the Chiefs, Mr. Teppel, Director Teppel, and his deputy chiefs, police and fire, will be coming up October 2nd. That's at Family Square, which is a long-time restaurant in Bolingbrook. And that goes from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So come out and bring some questions, and I'm sure they'll be well prepared to interact with the community and answer any questions you may have. It is a really good opportunity to get to know more about police and fire operations as well. So that's it. Thank you.
All right, I'd like to start by congratulating our new appointees to the Civic and Cultural Affairs Commission. Thank you in advance for your service. I have 3 announcements this evening. One is New Hope Baptist Church is hosting a mobile food pantry. Their address is 509 East Briarcliff Road. It's actually Northern Illinois Food Bank in conjunction with West Suburban Community Pantry. They'll distribute free, nutritious food to low-income individuals and families at New Hope Church. That is on the first Monday of each month. This month, the date is Monday, October 1st, and the time is between 4 and 6 p.m. So the food will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis while supplies last. So they're asked that you bring your boxes or bags for those that plan to attend. For any questions, you can contact New Hope at 630-972-1819. 2 additional announcements. There is the end of summer carnival here at Village Hall, 375 West Briarcliff. That is September 28th through the 30th. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, the hours are 6 to 10, Saturday, 1 to 10, and Sunday, 1 to 5. Rides, games, food, lots of fun. All proceeds benefit Heart Haven Outreach and the American Cancer Society. Finally, Heart Haven Outreach is having their annual Heart Haven Hustle. It's a 5K run, 1-mile fun walk, Sunday, October 14th. Starts at 8 o'clock a.m. at the Promenade Bolingbrook. It's their 7th annual Heart Haven Hustle. And they want you to come out. For additional information, it's hearthavenoutreach.org. Thank you.
Good evening. Fall Fest, being sponsored by Bolingbrook Park District, VNA Healthcare, and Amita Health Adventist Medical Center. Free family fun, Saturday, September 29th from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m., located at Volunteer Park, 200 South Lindsay Lane. There's something for everyone, live music, games, food, and fireworks. Come out and enjoy the explosion of color. Speaking of color, the Bolingbrook Arts Council and Zot Arts are created an environment where you can express your creativity without barriers, and they provide equipment for every ability level. Glow Art Experience will be taking place October 6th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The event, Jamie McGee School at 179 South Commonwealth Drive. Commonwealth Drive, excuse me. That's all I have.
Thank you. A couple quick announcements. Fourth Annual Veterans Appreciation Day will be held Saturday, September 29th, from 2 to 10:30, right here at the Village Grounds at the Performing Arts Center. Again, that's the Fourth Annual Veterans Appreciation Day, this Saturday, 29th, from 2 to 10:30 at the Performing Arts Center. And then October 11th, from 5:30 to 8, it's Citizens Against Abuse, 20th Annual Rally and March. Come out to DuPage Township Levy Center on October 11th from 5:30 to 8 for Citizens Against Abuse. In the last couple of weeks, we attended a couple of events here at the Village Grounds. We had the Mexican Independence Day celebration, September, excuse me, 15th, 16th, that weekend. It was a great event, well celebrated. I always appreciate an event that celebrates the preservation of culture and traditions in this diverse community that we live in. And this past weekend was another event, the Day of the Immigrant was celebrated, bringing awareness to immigrants in the Chicago area, including the suburbs. Both events were well organized and seem to have been well attended, and we were proud to be there to support. So that's all I have.
Good lead-in for what I was going to say. We've had a ton of events behind Village Hall this year, and that's the case every summer. And I just want to tell our staff, especially our security, police, fire, the stagehands, the different commissions that help plan these, they're doing a great job, and I want to congratulate them for all they've done. We only have one weekend left, and I'm sure that you'll be glad when festival season is over with. So. And then the last thing I want to mention, if you don't know, but I doubt if you, I'm sure you do know, there's an election in November. And their early voting is starting September 27th. And I don't care who you vote for, all I want to do is encourage you to vote. It's very, very important. That is your right to do that. People in the services died for that right to give you, and make sure that you still have that right today. So get out there and vote. September 27th, you can start voting at the village clerk office or the county clerk's office in Joliet. October 9th is the last day you can register to vote if you're not a registered voter. October 21st, you can still register to vote online. And November 1st is the last day to request a mail-in ballot. So if you can't be at the election polls on November 6th, which is the last day to vote, you can ask for a mail-in ballot and vote from your home, drop that in the mail, and as long as it's postmarked that day, your vote will count. So that's very key. Now here in Bolingbrook, voting will start in October at the Fountaindale Library, 2 weeks before Election Day. So October 22nd is through the November 5th is early voting at the Fountaindale Library. Hours are from 9 to 4:30 during Monday through Friday, on Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon, and on Sunday from noon to 3. So it should cover anybody that wants to early vote. The actual voting day to go to the polls, and you'll have to go to your poll that you're designated, is November the 6th. Okay, so please get out and vote.
That's it. We have no executive session this evening, so.
Larry wants to say something.
What, Larry?
I just have a
You can't hear you, Larry.
for trustee Jackowitz. You can vote, you can register to vote now in the state of Illinois on election day at the polls if you're qualified.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn, Roder?
So moved.
So moved by trustee Vogel, second trustee Lawler. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.